Yo, Sanjay Uche here, people. Welcome to my episode 118 review for Dragon Ball Super. Wow, I must apologize considering this video is going at Sunday afternoon. It's been a crazy week, been so busy, and I think you guys realize that I've hardly uploaded anything beyond the recent interview with Toriyama on the S cells and the Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan God transformations. Be sure to check that video out, by the way. And of course, I'll link it by the end of this. But let's get into this. So, episode 118 of Dragon Ball Super. I honestly went into this episode with low expectations, despite the knowledge I would have, or many of us would have gotten from the spoilers. And honestly, it exceeded my expectations and was surprisingly a pretty solid episode towards the end. And I must say, it one of the major driving forces. Well, let's kind of just recap first. So we know this episode focuses on the last stand of both Universes 2 and Universe 6, which honestly on paper is a good narrative. You can get a lot of stuff out of I guess a plot for an episode like that. And I really thought it did a pretty good job in what we got. Because at the end of the day, I think one of the driving forces with this episode that made it so good, aside from the action scenes per se, was definitely the characterization. How the characters portrayed themselves in the episode, and towards the end, even when the universes were destroyed or erased. So let's kind of dissect this episode bit by bit. So the first half, honestly, personal opinion, it was a bit cringy because, and I can see a lot of people reacting to this of like, okay, we just got rid of Ribrianne, and now we've got these remaining fighters for Universe 2. Like, just assuming, like, Ribrianne's position. I'm like, oh my god, like, this. And it was a bit annoying with all this love thing, which, that's been Universe 2 since the start, but it was a bit cringy. But I think what the first half of this episode does well is that it kind of captures the spirit of Dragon Ball at its core. And what I mean by this are the scenes with Android 17, 18, and Goku kind of assuming or playing along with Universes 2's whole superhero or magical girl vibe they have there. Granted, 17 has been playing along from earlier episodes, but it was refreshing and just genuinely fun seeing Goku 17 and 18 just playing along. And Goku being the Goku, I guess the contrast with him just not knowing what to say and just saying, hey, I'm Goku. I think just little scenes like that help to bring out the episode and not make it as cringy. It definitely felt fun, just fun to see that little scene there. Of course, we have just seeing other characters from Goku getting the spotlight. Granted, I've come to accept that we're now gonna get a lot of episodes with just the other characters. Goku has been in everything, unfortunately. Nothing against Goku, but the other characters need time to shine. And even though Goku was in this episode, it was still it's still a plus towards the episode considering we got 17 and 18 in there. Got to see some decent teamwork between them and Goku, which is always interesting to see. These are characters, of course, that Goku in the past hasn't really interacted with a lot, so it's always refreshing to see that. Of course, we have Gohan and Piccolo getting some well-deserved screen time in this episode, and their teamwork is on full display as well, which I definitely liked. So all in all, the first half was an okay plus for me. Definitely seeing Universe 2 reveal that they've been broadcasting to the citizens of their universe kind of helped, I guess, draw us in as the audience to kind of, I mean, granted, this whole tournament has been a bit like the tension, it's not really there in terms of like tone, and it doesn't feel that dire even though universes are being erased. But I think where this episode shined is the fact that seeing them dragging the citizens of Universe 2 and that they're watching, and just the use of music in this episode kind of helped to surprisingly drag me in to say, okay, this is some serious and sad shit at the end of the day. despite the previous tone of the entire series. And it really worked for this episode, I'm not gonna lie. Of course, having a nod and the revelation that the Universe Namekians actually fused with all the other Namekians, or those who wanted to volunteer based on the fact that universe were on the line, was predictable, but not in a bad way. It was cool to see the revelation, and just to see them throwing the nod to the fact that but Piccolo fused with Kami and Neil. It was subtle, but it was really good. It was a nice little throwback and connection to that just those stuff in the Cell and the Android arc in Dragon Ball Z, and it wasn't overbearing. It was just subtle. It just worked, honestly, at the end of the day. And just seeing, like, even Gohan and Piccolo's teamwork, their teamwork in this episode, it it's more than just eye candy, I'd say. It's definitely something that really speaks to their character. And I'm specifically even speaking about the scene where we see Gohan protect Piccolo from I think it was Cyanel's energy blast. Yes. Just seeing Gohan be the one there standing in front and protecting Piccolo, considering where these characters are coming from, it speaks volumes. And if you haven't been a long time Dragon Ball fan, you probably won't realize how much that one scene brings out the episode and makes it that much better from a characterization and I guess a character history kind of standpoint, if you get what I'm saying. And it really speaks that Gohan has grown up. He hasn't been getting much showings in Super to kind of like, uplift his character, like in the sense that, okay, he's evolved into this. We've had some good slice of life, but you get the point. It really worked wonders. I loved it. Of course, going towards the latter half of the episode and the end, it really felt like a last time for these universes. And the only thing I regret about the episode is that even though they did go on before when he eliminated the last fighter for Universe 10, I really wanted Goku and Gohan to kind of probably feel his sense of remorse. But I guess just the music and the pacing of the episode kind of helped do that for me, I guess. So there was that. And I guess from a feat standpoint, people are going to speak about the whole black hole thing that the remainder of Universe 2 pull on Goku and 18 and 17, and Goku busting out of it Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. There's definitely that. That was interesting to see. I mean, as a fan base, we speculate about the feats that Goku and company can do based off scaling, but I think it's always refreshing seeing them actually throwing stuff in it for the sake of, okay, we're confirming. So I thought that was a plus. That was pretty cool to see. And even the father-son Kamehameha, in a sense, kind of reminiscent of the second Broly movie with the family Kamehameha. Them eliminating 6 and 2 at the same time was pretty cool. And it's just that at the end, the moment that we really wanted to see with how Beerus would react to Champa getting eliminated. And it was mentioned at one previous point in the episode that, hey, if they go, Champa and company are gonna go. And even though Beerus was acting tough, you can see, it's just the characterization in this episode, it just really sells it for me. It really shows that Beerus really and truly does care about his brother. He just tries not to show it. And even the last scene when he says, say something, I would venture to say that, hey, it really speaks to the fact that usually after making fun of Beerus like that, he'd go on to say something to insult Beerus. So Beerus definitely feels it, but at the same time, he's aware of what needs to be done. And even Vegeta's character is on show here. He's absolutely pissed, and obviously he's sad that Kaba and the Saiyan race is gone there as well. And it was just, despite all the controversy with the Universe 6 Saiyans and Universe 2 in this arc, honestly, it was just cool to see that they accepted their fate, they stayed in character, all the way up to the end, and that's admirable from just a character standpoint. Definitely one of the best episodes, I'd say, in the Tournament of Power. It's just well paced. There's not a lot of bullshit that kind of contradicts previous stuff, but it's it worked well. It just really did. Um, but yeah, let me know what you thought about the episode. Rate, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you thought. If there's anything I missed, we can always discuss in the comment section as I extend the review, I guess. But Sanjay Uchiha, I'll see you in the next one, people.